Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. As promised in my previous video, today I'm going to share and discuss the specimen answer for paper 2. As we know that when the new syllabus was introduced for this year, a specimen paper was also released, and that specimen paper, the directed writing question 1, was about article writing. So today I'm going to read that question's response written by some examiner to show you the sample of directed writing. So we all know about directed writing, that there we can be given anything to write. Today's video consists of article writing's response. I'm not going to go in detail of the assessment criteria, that you can pause and see, but this is really important. I must tell you that directed writing paper not only assess your writing skill, but that is also an evaluation of your writing skills as well. So this here is the specimen paper answer for paper 2, directed writing. We all are quite aware of this specimen paper, that these were the two texts given in the specimen paper. Text A talks about staycation, like traveling within the country. Look at the age of the writer. And then text B talks about the excitement of traveling abroad. So this was the question which was set on it. Let's see question in detail. Write a magazine article for young people about the advantages and disadvantages of traveling to other country. So in your article, you are going to evaluate the idea and opinion in both text and give your own views based on what you have read in the text about the advantages and disadvantages of traveling to other countries. So here we can see that the word whether, either, argue, or debate is not used. So it is not going to be a very crispy debate on traveling to either side. So it is going to be talking about advantages and disadvantages, and it will be done in a very light tone because it's a magazine article, and magazine article has a lighter tone, a lighter debating style than other types of directed writing. The word limit is 250 to 350. Here the 10 marks are available for the content of your answer and 15 marks are for the quality of your writing. So without wasting any time, we will go to the reading. Specimen answer 1, and this is the answer which has secured the highest marks. We know that an article has to begin with the title, so here is the title in the rhetoric style. Do you have a taste for travel? A very catchy title has been given by using a rhetoric question, which is a very important persuasive technique in directed writing. There are those who suggest that traveling within your own country is just as valuable as a trip abroad, without many of the downsides that can be associated with international travel. Like without knowing, they prefer staying and roaming around in their own country. So look at this thing, that they are not talking about text A say it, or they are not using the name of the writer. So they are just saying generally that there are some people who have this idea. For example, some people may consider that the extortionate cost of travel to other country is an unnecessary expense, preferring instead to opt for a staycation. So you see that in a very crisp way, the cost is highlighted, which may be a big hindrance to travel abroad. It is true that many of us live in a country our whole lives without truly exploring all it has to offer. Do you really need to travel to America to take a Route 66 when we have the Karakoram Highway? So in a very nice way, a very relevant counter argument has been given with an example. Now look at the use of this punctuation, where a small bracket has been used to give some additional information about Karakoram Highway, so that people may know that what is the specific thing about this highway right here on our doorstep. So again, a rhetoric question is used, and it's not just road trippers who will find something to entertain them closer to home. Pakistan is rich in culture and history, not to mention home to some of the most spectacular scenery in the world. Staying closer to home also has benefits for the environment. Another logical argument has been given. Choosing to travel by public transport, bike, or on foot helps reduce your carbon footprinting. This is a counter argument to the point which is in the passage about causing pollution by an extensive traveling to trip to abroad. Having said this, others suggest that travel broadens the mind and that you don't need to spend a lot of money to have a life-changing trip. A growing number of young people choose to travel during their gap year, participating in charity projects or activity programs. This not only keeps costs low but allows participants to experience a country as one of the locals, gaining insight that would be impossible to a tourist. Like as a local person, you see that the article in a very balanced way talks about the pros and cons of both type of tourism. It also has a great way to make new friends. So another effective punctuation has been used. We don't see that there are, that strong arguments are built as we may have in a debate, but yes, there is evaluation done in a very sophisticated manner. There are clearly some drawbacks of traveling abroad, but the ability of travel to develop a person's character and expose them to life experiences they can get at home can be denied. So you see that there are disadvantages, but a counter argument has been given that the afterward learning is definitely worth it. To any young people out there considering a trip abroad, I would encourage you to take some time to explore your own country first. This way you will be prepared for all an international trip can bring and will ensure that you make the best memories. Look at the end that a recommendation has been given where both sides have been kept quite safe. So this is how you can be a little lighter in your tone and you can have a balanced way of evaluation. This is particular for article writing. You need not to be too strong in debating on the topic. Definitely evaluation will be done. Now look at the marks for reading. These are the full marks. But the most important thing which I want to show you and discuss about this writing is the examiner's comment. They will really give us some insight how our paper is going to be seen. Look at this, that the examiner has given the marks on reading as well, which we might ignore. And you know that we read the text, and after reading the text we have to probe into the explicit and implicit meanings of the text. So particularly for this response, which has total of 345 words and has addressed both the bullet points, selecting a wide range of relevant ideas and an opinion from both texts, and analyzing, evaluating, and developing the chosen content. Here, analyzing means that looking at that what the actual opinion is, and over it giving your own opinion, that is evaluating, and then developing by giving further example. So a way that clearly fulfills all elements of the task. So for the task, actually we have to evaluate and develop and analyze as well. So these three things should be there for any counter argument or for evaluation. So the response is focused and relevant with all content directly relating to task. So nothing extra has been said. We have seen that the things are really to the point, but they're really very effective. Overall, the response fulfills all the criteria within the top level of reading. So it's mean that we have to be really careful in reading so that we may pick up all the related points and we may discuss them in our response. Then these are the marks for the writing. Now here we have to see that what are the things which are particularly highlighted by the examiners, and if we are ignoring those things in our writing, we must bring them in our writing. Like for the writing, the examiner's comment are that this is an effective response which considers both the advantages and disadvantages of traveling abroad. And this has been our bullet point. Like we had to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of traveling abroad. So assimilating ideas from the text and developing these well with own opinion. So the writer added on by giving his own opinion. So the response adopts an appropriate tone and register. We have talked about it before that our language has to go according to the audience, and since it has been an article, so our language has to be formal a bit. For the purpose and audience from the outset with a suitable lively headline supplied and the use of the rhetorical question. So that we have discussed in the title and then within the text. Use of the additional rhetorical question within the body of the text as well as the frequent use of direct address demonstrates consistent awareness of audience. So how can come the direct address? By the use of second person pronoun you. So a wide range of well constructed sentences is used accurately with simple, compound and complex sentences, that is all required range of sentences have been used here, structures and effectively to secure reader engagement. The response uses a wide range of vocabulary precisely. We have seen that some really apt words have been used like extortionate, inside, denied. So spelling, punctuation and grammar are highly accurate in this response despite slips, like there were some misspellings, there was some omission, this you can see, but it doesn't mean that your work has to be entirely error free. So it's mean that by being little more focused and by looking at the question carefully, you may come up with a very good response. So I hope that this has been really some good eye opener to you, and you will be guided in a right way to write your own responses in your exam. So stay blessed. Allah Hafiz.